Hello and happy Pride, everybody! This is Janine from the Brown Memorial Library here in beautiful Baldwin, Maine. So today we're talking about Pride. June is Pride Month. So we are celebrating everyone's differences and that, yeah, it's good to be different and it's fine and cool to be different. So first, we'll sing our welcome song, and we'll do a song called Skinamarink, and we'll read a book, and read a poem, and we'll talk about our craft. So let's do our welcome song. If you're ready for a story, find a seat. If you're ready for a story, find a seat. If you're ready for a story, check your hands and check your feet. If you're ready for a story, find a seat. Alright! So, as you noticed, I am wearing tons of rainbow. I have my rainbow lei and my rainbow necklace, and I have my rainbow flag, and another lei, and a little mini flag here. Do you have any rainbow that you wear? Yeah, well, if you don't, then today you will have a rainbow because we are making our own rainbows today. Oh, forget about this one. And I'm wearing my favorite rainbow pin. So remember, keep track of the pins that I wear. Next week is our last week for the pins. So keep track of the color and what they look like, and you'll win a prize. Okay, so our first song is Skinamarink. And so for this song, we go like this for Skinamarink. Ready? Here we go. Skinny-marink-a-dink-a-dink, skinny-marink-a-doo. I love you. Skinny-marink-a-dink-a-dink, skinny-marink-a-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Woo! Skinny-marink-a-dink-a-dink, skinny-marink-a-doo. I love you, I do. Woo! Oh, that's a fun one. Okay, so let's read our first story. I love this book, not only because it deals with pride, and it deals with being who you are, it also is a true story. So that's always a great thing, to have a good picture book and it be a true story. So it's called And Tango Makes Three by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell. And look, I think Tango is what kind of animal? A penguin! Alright. Oh, and look at this. Isn't that pretty? It's a park of some kind. I wonder if that's where they live. In the middle of New York City, there's a great big park called Central Park. Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats, and it has a carousel to ride in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter. Look at that. Best of all, it has its own zoo. Every day, families of all kinds go to visit the animals that live there. Have you ever been to a zoo before? I've been to a few. I had one where there was a hot air balloon that went up in the air in the middle of the zoo. Can you imagine such a thing? But children and parents aren't the only families at the zoo. The animals make families of their own. There's red panda bear families with mothers and fathers and furry red bear cubs. Then there's toad families and toucan families and cotton top tamarin families too. All right. And in the penguin house, there are penguin families. And every year at the same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins. And the boy penguins start noticing the girls. When the right girl and the right boy find each other, they become a couple. Look at all the penguins. All the penguins. And two penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy, and the other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, and they did everything together. There they are. There's Roy and Silo. Aren't they cute? They bowed to each other. They walked together. They sang to each other. And they swam together. And wherever Roy went, Silo went too. Look at them bowing. Sing. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsay, noticed the two penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. There's Mr. Gramsay right there. Can you see him? And there's Roy and Silo. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home. So they built a nest of stones for themselves. Every night, Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples. Look at their nice little home. That's a lot of stones. Where do you think they got all those stones? And every morning, Roy and Silo woke up together. But one day, Roy and Silo saw that the other couples could do something they could not. The mama penguin would lay an egg. She and Papa Penguin would take turns keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch. And then there'd be a baby penguin. Oh, little babies. They're really fuzzy when they're babies too. They're so cute. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little empty. Oh, it is empty. One day, Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins were hatching, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock, but Silo carefully sat on it. And sat. That's Silo. Let's see. And sat. And when Silo got sleepy, he slept. And when Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam. And Roy sat. And day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock. That's a lot of sitting. I would get tired. Would you get tired? But nothing happened. Then Mr. Gramsay got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. There he is bringing it. And Roy and Silo knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the center of their nest, and every day they turned it so each side stayed warm. Some days Roy sat while Silo went for food, and other days it was Silo's turn to take care of their egg. They sat in the morning, and they sat at night, and they sat through lunchtime, and swim time, and supper. And they sat at the beginning of the month, and they sat at the end of the month. And they said all the days in between. A lot of sitting. Until one day, they heard a sound coming from inside the egg. Beep, 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 it said. Roy and Silo called back. Squawk, squawk. Beep, beep, answered the egg. And suddenly, a tiny hole appeared in the egg shell. And then, there it is, bigger and bigger. And then, crack! Out came their very own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. Now Roy and Silo were fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Gramsay decided, because it takes two to make a tango. Roy and Silo taught Tango how to sing for them when she was hungry. They fed her from food from their beaks, and they snuggled her in the nest at night. Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. There she is, and she's adorable. And soon Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest. Roy and Silo took for a swim, just like the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with the other penguins. Hooray, Roy! Hooray, Silo! Welcome, Tango! They would cheer. Oh. And at night, the three penguins returned to their nest. There, they snuggled together. And like all the other penguins in the penguin house, and all the other animals in the zoo, and all the other families in the big city around them, they went to sleep. And that is the end. What a great book! Was that wonderful? Okay. So, have you ever seen penguins before? I have, but it was a long time ago, and they were very small penguins, and they would swim very, very fast. There's a lot of good stories that you can read. I'll read another story next week, but there's other stories like I Am Jazz by Jasmine Hersel, which that's a very good book. We have that here at the library too. Okay, so I want to talk about a poem that we've been reading from this book, Children of Long Ago, and we're celebrating Black and persons of color authors and their voices, because we will always recognize Black Lives Matter. And I want to share with you these poems about kids, all these kids from long ago. So this one's called Reading Glasses. And look, do you think that's our grandma? Reading Glasses. Read me a story, Grandma, please, about doggies and kitties and trips and trees, about chickens in the yard and children in the house, about a plowing horse and a little field mouse, about frisky snowflakes romping above and mamas and papas and joy and love. Your eyeglasses are pretty and thin and clear, with long gold arms that hug your ears. They hold on to your face and never fall. And when I grow up to be big and tall, I'll buy me some reading glasses too. And they'll make me read just like you. Yeah. Look there. She's reading. Wonderful. And again, this book is Children of Long Ago by Leslie Jones Little, a great author and a poet. Okay, let's talk about our craft. So, you get to have your own rainbow. This was made by my daughter, our friend Evie. So, what you can do is you get a paper plate and you cut it in half, and you can get lots and lots of glue. Glue is fun. And you glue all the colors of the rainbow together. Roy G. Biv. Red. Oh, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Or purple. Violet's just a fancy word for violet. And then you get some cotton balls and you glue them. More glue. Glue them up here. And you can hang it. You can put a little hole here and hang it in your house or in your yard. Yeah, and it flies all around. Look all the great movement. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming to Storytime, and please send in photos of all the crafts that you do. I'd love to see them and show them to everyone else. If you have any questions or any other books you'd like me to read at Storytime, just message us on our Facebook page. And again, I want to say to all our Black and persons of color friends and kids and adults, we see you, we hear you, and we are with you. So have a great week, everybody. Bye, and happy Pride!